Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Anyone who has watched Pawn Stars knows how important Austin Lee Russell, better known by his stage name Chumlee, has been to the success of the show. Chumlee grew up around pawn shops. Today we are going to take a look at 5 Pawn Stars deals that Chumlee could not resist buying. Number 1. In an episode of Season 15, a woman arrived with 7 boxes filled with comic books she inherited from her uncle. The seller asked for $2,000, but they made a deal for just $500. Chumlee concluded the dates from the 70s or 80s, which is also known as the Bronze Age of comics. He thought he could find a diamond in the rough, but unfortunately when an expert checked out the comics, they found it was useless. Chumlee had made a bad decision. Rick was pretty angry for the whole thing. Before getting into more of Chumlee's useless purchases, make sure to smash that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you never miss an upload from us. Moving on to number 2. When a guy came to the shop with the ugliest custom-built Gibson Les Paul Standard ever seen, no one believed he would manage to sell it, even Chumlee. The guitar had pictures of some of the famous players in history such as Andre Agassi and Billie Jean King. He stated that the guitar is pretty iconic, though it soon turned out that it has no value whatsoever. The seller's initial price was $5,000. After some negotiation, they managed to strike a deal for $3,500. Rick was mad at him that he would ever buy something as useless as this. Chumlee had made a wrong decision once again. Number 3. One of the most bizarre things ever brought to the show was the antique blood transfusion kit that was bought by Chumlee. The seller said the kit was made in 1800, that it was for the last vampire and she did not need it anymore. The lady wanted $211, but Chumlee said $100. The lady came to $125 and Chumlee agreed, and that was the selling price of another useless thing that has been in the storage room forever. Another not-so-sensible purchase by Chumlee. Number 4. An episode called Save the Music featured a man walking into the shop carrying a vintage Gibson mandolin he picked up at a yard sale. Luckily for him, Rick and Corey were out of earshot. So, he stumbled upon Chumlee. When the seller offered him the guitar, he bought it for $1,500. Despite the numerous red flags regarding its appearance, fields, and construction, Chumlee saw a perfect opportunity to impress Rick and never gave it a second thought. Later, he found out that it was one of the fakes that could be found anywhere across the US. Chumlee learned that he lost $1,400 when a shop owner estimated its price to be only $100. Would you buy something as useless as this for $1,500? Let us know in the comments down below. Number 5. During the episode of Season 2, Chumlee presented some impressive pinball knowledge when the team needed to decide whether it was worth it or not buying a pinball machine. He even managed to outsmart the old man for probably the first and only time. A guy had come to the store trying to sell a vintage pinball machine from 1933. The old man was not impressed by the item because it did not have any flippers, but Chumlee did not feel the same way. He was excited to explain that flippers hadn't been introduced until the 50s. Then, he told the guy it was not fair to expect $5,000 because his machine was really old and not in a very great state, and that's why the old man was not ready to meet him halfway. After a strong and long bargain, he managed to get the item down to $1,000. Well, that brings us to the end of today's video. Thanks for watching. Anyways, be sure to leave a like to the video if you enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys in the next one.